Desperation in the skies. Sanctions have left Iran's air force flying relics, while Israel fields stealth F-35s. Now Tehran eyes China's J-10C, cheaper, faster to deliver, and touted as a Rafale killer. But Beijing isn't celebrating. From fears of Mossad infiltration to warnings that the jets would be sitting ducks, China says Iran needs air defenses, not dragons. For decades, the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force has been forced to operate under a suffocating web of sanctions, leaving its fleet dominated by Cold War-era relics that are now little more than museum pieces with wings. But no amount of cannibalization can bridge the yawning capability gap between Tehran's fleet and the advanced aircraft of its rivals. Israel flies the stealthy US-made F-35 fighter jets, a fifth-generation fighter with unmatched sensor fusion and electronic warfare dominance. In this environment, Iran's fighters are not simply outdated, they are strategically irrelevant. It is here that the Chengdu J-10C Vigorous Dragon enters the conversation. Designed as a 4.5-generation multi-role fighter, the J-10C offers advanced avionics, powerful AESA radar, electronic warfare systems, and compatibility with some of China's most formidable weapons, all at a fraction of the cost and without the political baggage of Western arms sales. Amid speculations that Israel could plan a second round of airstrikes on Iran, the Chinese social media is now buzzing with reports that Tehran is desperate to buy the Chinese J-10C fighter jets on an emergency basis. Reports suggest that discussions between Iran and China have been quietly advancing under the 25-year Iran-China Strategic Partnership Agreement signed in 2021, a sweeping pact covering trade, energy, infrastructure, and crucially, defense cooperation. On June 27th, the Hong Kong-based newspaper Singtao Daily had reported that Iran was preparing to buy up and may need J-10C-400 aircraft from Chinese manufacturers. Yet, Chinese experts warn that without a robust support network, J-10Cs would struggle against Israel's air power. According to a long blog post on the Chinese microblogging site Sohu, the expert says,
Chinese military companies were not happy and privately complained. Iran already defaulted on the Su-35 down payment, and they're still trying to offer installment payments. Iran's interest in the J-10C is not without reason. As the fighter jet performed spectacularly during the India-Pakistan War in May,
in the aftermath of the India-Pakistan War in May, China's J-10C fighter was touted as a Rafale killer, with Islamabad claiming the jet, armed with PL-15 missiles, downed multiple Indian aircraft. New Delhi, however, dismissed those claims, conceding only a single Rafale loss to a technical snag while reporting 6 Pakistani jets destroyed. Despite Beijing's aggressive pitch to nations from Indonesia to Egypt, the results have fallen flat. Pakistan thus stands alone as the sole J-10C operator, leaving Beijing still searching for its next buyer despite the combat-tested hype. According to Chinese military experts, Iran has been interested in Chinese fighter jets for over a decade now. In 2015, Tehran planned to purchase at least 150 Chinese fighter jets, but the deal was shelved due to a disagreement over payment terms. Iran said at the time that a severe foreign exchange shortage prevented it from paying in cash. The decades-long Western sanctions on Iran meant that the country had little foreign exchange reserves. Fast forward to 2025, and Iran's situation is now even more precarious. Originally planning to buy 150 aircraft, Iran reduced that number to 40, and then tested the waters by offering to purchase 10 fighter jets as trials. The price of the J-10C, which is nearly 1/3 of the cost of the Rafale, and China's industrial capacity to deliver aircraft within 6 months were added attractions for Iran. Chinese experts claimed that compared to the Russian Su-35, which Iran earlier tried to purchase, the J-10C is cheaper, has lower maintenance costs, and is more capable. So, Iran's interest in the J-10C is obvious. The question is, why is Beijing not excited about a potential new customer? China's lukewarm response to Iran's offer stems from multiple factors. Instead of celebrating the Iranian interest in buying the J-10C fighter jets, Beijing is cautioning Tehran and suggesting that it first invest in area denial technologies such as modern air defense systems and anti-stealth radars. Only then can the J-10C fighter jets make any impact.
Iran should not rush to purchase the J-10C. It would be wise to use its limited funds to procure this equipment. Essentially, Iran should invest in building integrated kill chains, rather than investing in individual platforms.
Firstly, as Chinese experts claim on social media,
Iran is infiltrated like a sieve and China is worried about technology leaks.
A running joke in the Chinese military is,
Selling fighter jets to Iran is like giving blueprints to Israel.
the Israeli spy agency Mossad has deeply infiltrated all sections of Iranian society, as illustrated by repeated successful assassinations of nuclear scientists and military leaders in Iran. During the 12-day war in June, Israel knew even the locations of Iranian air defense systems, and they were taken out by Israeli agents working behind the enemy lines.
While the export version of the J-10CE has been stripped of some technology, the leak of its radar codes and missile parameters would pose a significant threat to China's national security.
Beijing is worried that in Iran, the Mossad agents can get access to J-10CE's sensitive technology, which can then be shared with the US. However, more importantly, Chinese officials told Iran that buying the J-10CE alone would not make much difference.
Buying only fighter jets is a waste of money. If you imitate India's Rafale and fight alone, you will only be beaten by Israel again. Modern air combat is a system fight rather than a one-on-one duel of fighter jets.
Iran's ground-based radars are antique European and American, and its early warning systems are a Soviet legacy with no interoperability. Thus, according to Chinese experts, what Iran really needs is to prioritize modern air defense systems.
From a strategic perspective, Iran urgently needs to improve its air defense and anti-missile capabilities, rather than simply strengthening its air force's offensive power. Only by improving its air defense system can it more effectively respond to Israeli air and missile strikes. To deal with Israel's F-35 stealth fighter jets, Iran needs to purchase China's meter-wave anti-stealth radar, which can make the American F-35 fighter jets run naked.
China possesses, the blog claims, a variety of technologically mature anti-stealth radars, highly effective long, medium and short-range air defense missiles, and a supporting, highly effective command and combat system. China is worried that without the elaborate, multi-layered kill chain necessary to tackle Israel's advanced air force, consisting of F-35s, F-15s and F-16s, the J-10CE will be like sitting ducks.